Hello, you're watching Kel67 Gaming, and
It's
first
been a
one
little
this
while.
year. First one this year. Used to do these monthlies. It's now turned into every other month, isn't it?
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't turn into every third month.
Maybe
Eventually.
a yearly thing before we know.
Oh.
But anyway, we're going to do not our month, but our months, plural, in games.
Yep.
So we are a good way into 2023 now. Over the first couple of months of this year, though, we did play some stuff. I don't think we're playing as much as we used to, which isn't a bad thing.
Well, the thing is, we're not
going out and we're doing outside things.
We're doing stuff.
Aye, we're doing outside things. That's all right. We're doing more outside things.
But also the stuff that has played, it's not been quantity, it's been quality.
No,
It's been titles that we've
playing
wanted
games,
to play
right.
and we've played a decent amount of them. Which is also quite a good thing.
It is, aye. There's a lot to be said for just playing a small number of games a good amount. I know it doesn't really help your backlog that much, but
Technically it does in a way.
well, I suppose
If you're completing the game,
it gets out your
it
backlog.
gets out of the backlog, whereas if you start a ton of games, you've just started a ton of games. They're not gone off your backlog. In fact, they're just going to stay there.
There is that. So, with that said, why don't we just start where we always start?
The games we chose for each other.
Yes. What did you choose for me?
Well, for you, I chose a game which I'd recently got you, and that was Shenmue, the original.
It was it. So I played a bit. Right, so Shenmue, you got me this on the Dreamcast for Christmas.
Yeah.
So obviously it's a game that I have wanted to play through for a little while, and I didn't actually get all the way through it. It's, you'll see here, this is
Quick time events.
aye. This is
This is Shenmue.
This is a fight that you're in, and I know, like, we're kind of shit on quick time events now, but at the time I guess it was new and it was innovative. But see there on the side of the door, you see opening and closing times.
Mm-hmm.
It annoys the hell out of me, that.
What, the fact that you have to play as if it's like a strategy.
And I totally get that this was completely revolutionary and it was like day-night cycle and all that, but see, hanging about waiting for something, yeah, that gets old quick.
Well, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
It's of its time.
And obviously, it's a fan favourite series, isn't it? It's had 3 games in its series.
It has. But like I say, it's definitely of its time. See, getting into another quick time fight. Which I remember when quick time events were a thing. And
I mean, they still are to some degree.
they didn't get shit on like they do now. There we go. So he's now asking his question, now he's kicked everyone's head in. And he'll just leave without a real answer. Good.
I mean, that.
So I'm not sure if this game has aged as well as I'd hoped it might have. You can see the genesis of the open world genre. The day-night cycle, though, is it was the bane of my life.
Current standards, but it was a new thing.
Well, it was, but there's a couple of times that I got to a point in the game where I was like, well, what do I do now? And it was because you have to be at a specific place at a specific time, and if you're not there,
You have to wait a day.
um,
It's on your own head at that point, so.
So I mean, that is why I can see why it was such a great game. And can I just say, getting to play Hang On, that's worth it for me.
Is it just Hang On that you get to play?
Well, it's not just Hang On that you get to play. Hang On's the best one. Best game in that arcade by a long ways.
Let's be honest, that's just a staple of Sega games, isn't it?
Aye.
They put their own arcade games and everything in arcades and everything, so like Yakuza, you get to play them.
But see, the joy that's involved in not having to hook up the Mega Drive and put the Hang On cart in. It's like, I want to play Hang On today. I'll put Shenmue on. Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant. Let's have more of that.
Also, is it like, I want to play Space Harrier, so let's build Yakuza.
Aye, let's do that. Exactly. Modern ways to play old games. Brilliant. Let's do this. Although there's some other dodgy games in the Yakuza series as well, but we'll not get into that. So I Shenmue is a game that I've never played all the way through. I'd always wanted to play it just because it's Shenmue.
Well, I think you might have started it when it was on Game Pass.
Aye.
Because it went on Game Pass for a very short time.
But I never really played it. And it's weird with the tank controls and the. I mean, like you control Rio like he's like it's Forza. So you got your accelerate button and you've got your left and right. You know. But I guess things have just moved on since then.
Yeah. Which isn't the worst thing to have, is it?
So I played that, loved that. I haven't finished it. We'll see if we'll get it finished and then probably move on to Shenmue 2.
And then once you finish that, is it Shenmue 3 on the
apparently Shenmue 3 isn't that good.
Is it not? But let's be honest, if you played to the first two, would you not want to play for the third one?
We shall see. But anyway, that's what you asked me to play.
So what did you ask me to play then?
I asked you to play on the PS2, Shin Megami Tensei Lucifer's Call, and I think you did play a bit of it.
Yeah. So here we are, straight in a battle. Just in a new area now, so have to kind of gauge how under-leveled or over-leveled I am, or if I'm just at the right bit so I can do a bit of grinding.
But I think the other thing people spot straight away is how closely connected this is with the Persona series. Obviously, this is where the Persona series spun off from. Effectively, you're fighting with Personas here.
You're fighting.
Like, instead of having like, they're just party a party.
Yeah, they're party a party. You also fight them as well. But you see, like little jewelry, so that'll be like your accessory shop. The cathedral's like the velvet room of the game, so that's where you go and you fuse your personas to get new ones and everything like that. Which is weird because it's like you fuse your different party members instead of actually fusing your personas in this game.
So do you lose party members then? If you fuse them together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you lose party members.
I add a bit of tactics, I guess.
Like you can talk to the the hold-ups in Persona 5 and that.
Yeah.
It's like you just talk to them in this one, and you've got a chance, and like they'll ask you for items, money, and stuff like that, and they might still not join you, even if you give them it. But it's also a bit of a pain to grind out some levels. And here's the
overview map.
Yeah. And you can still get encounters on it.
It would appear so, wouldn't it? It's a standard JRPG fare, isn't it? Good story though.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting because you're having a chase after the people that you met before like the world became as it is.
Right.
Trying to find like your friends and everything.
You seem reasonably well leveled here.
Yeah, I'm on par probably.
So obviously I got you this one.
Due to
well, it seems like forever ago back at Christmas because you love the Persona games.
Series, yes.
How would you find it? And Did you want it to be Persona?
Well, the big thing is, it's obviously different but similar in that way.
Does.
It plays well at the same time. I like the fact that you've got a limited space of, I guess, personas or party members. You get to choose, you get to swap out and everything. Probably my only issue with the combat and everything is the XP given. It feels like you have to take ages to grind them levels out, which I understand.
Older
and everything,
JRPGs did involve a lot of grinding. You just have to
I know
get
that
over
you just
that.
have to get used to it, and you get over it quite quickly, typically. You know what I mean? And there's some areas where it's actually quite easy to grind out levels, because I remember there's one where it's like just a little ring. It's got you teleport to the next area, save point, cathedral, so you can fuse personas, your little item shop and everything. And you just run around in a little circle, get your encounters up, get your levels up.
Was that your happy place?
That was my, I'm going to a new area place. I need to grind some levels out. So probably grinded 3-4 levels maybe in there. But you know, it's not the worst thing to do, is it? Especially since each party member has its set level that you have to then try and work their way up to similar level as you, or like similar power level as what you want them to be and everything like that. It's like, as you would have seen, my character was level 14. My first like party member was level 12. Then the next one was level 10.
That doesn't seem too bad.
It's not, but it just means obviously power levels and everything like that. So they get attack damage and everything. It's going to be different. It's going to be harder to take some out with some and everything. But I also like the fact that to make up for obviously, I guess what became the Persona system, you had like, I guess a different like leveling up system in a way. Like you'd have like, I guess different souls, or was it Magatunchi or something like that? And it was like you'd get the different skills. So like one would give you physical attacks, one would give you magic attacks. That would change your stats and everything depending on which one you used to fit the skills given to you and everything. So it kind of balanced itself all out. But overall, it was a really good game from what I've played so far. And the combat still feels similar. So
Yeah,
there's always that.
That's always a good thing. I think the combat systems, if you get something that you feel comfortable with, that's always a good thing.
Well, I think it's mainly because the combat system, it works.
Right.
It's a good combat system. So what's the point in changing it?
That's not a bad thing.
You know what I mean?
If it would be pretty stupid to keep it if it didn't work, but you know.
Yeah. So I guess that's probably the reason why.
But you didn't finish it?
No, not yet.
You're going to?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I mean, it's an RPG, isn't it? It's not really going to be instantly completed, is it?
No, but we'll see how you get on. So I think, what else have I played? Well, I think, not unlike a lot of people will probably be watching this, partly for nostalgia reasons, partly because it just dropped on Game Pass randomly. Not just on Game Pass though. Anyone who had Rare Replay, and years ago I got my Rare Replay for watching an Xbox video live.
As well as it's on Game Pass, and it was
I
games
bet-
with gold, and it's been everything. It's a cheap game, anyways.
There was just dropped out of nowhere. Was the re-release, remake, remaster, whatever it is of
The re something.
of GoldenEye. I think I've done this before in a previous month in games. However,
I think you played the original.
I played it on the
version.
N64.
Yeah. This.
Obviously, the crispness of the graphics is much better.
But they try to keep that N64 graphic style.
I don't think they've increased the polygons any or anything like that. I think they've just increased the definition of the picture. See that picking up the
Which
safe key.
makes sense.
I
because
watched you play this, and you missed that safe key, didn't you?
I can't remember. I think I might have picked it up, just not knowing where to go. To be fair, but no.
But it's much better to play, I think, on modern displays, certainly, because
It's a better modern controller as well.
Well, I do prefer a modern controller. That three-pronged N64 I could never get away with, which is why we've got the two-pronged versions we got the other year. But they're a bit sensitive on the analog sticks, because obviously it's got an upgraded analog stick on those ones, but the N64's was intentionally sensitive because the analog stick wasn't great. So this is much better way to play it. Graphically much better, looks better on flat screen TVs.
It'll also run smoother.
Well, actually, it's one thing that about the N64 that I've never been able to get is to get it to look really nice on a TV. And I know it was meant for CRTs with low resolutions and what have you, but it would be nice if there was a way to make that look better. Because imagine if you could play the N64 and it looked like this.
That would be good, wouldn't it?
And we go. Look at the plans there. That's a. So as I mentioned before, this is the remake, remaster, whatever.
There is something of GoldenEye.
And as I mentioned during the gameplay, I played this on the N64. I don't like these FPS games, but
It's not a
GoldenEye's
traditional
alright.
FPS. It's not a traditional FPS. And
GoldenEye's alright. I don't mind it at all. And as much as I liked playing this on the N64,
the controller and the crispness and the smooth runner.
There's the controller issue. There's also the fact that our N64 is hooked up to a massive flat screen TV.
Which will not help it, to be honest.
And it always looks blurry and it doesn't look too great. And this takes all that away, gives you a modern controller. Like I said, it's like
the quality of life improvements.
Quality of life. N64 is there an N64 controller somewhere that's got like a more traditional controller layout? Because we've got like the two-pronged one that's got like the D-pad and the analog stick on your left hand.
It's more like the current ones.
But it keeps the sensitivity there. I don't want that extreme sensitivity. Anyway, playing it on modern systems was just an absolute joy. Just absolutely loved playing it. I never played N64 back in the day. I was a PlayStation kid, and I just had PlayStation. But I can see why Nintendo kids got so heavily into this game. It's just as a genre game that I really don't like. I really don't play.
Yet somehow you enjoy it.
But I get a lot of enjoyment out of playing GoldenEye. Maybe I should try Perfect Dark. That's on Rare Replay too. So
Yeah.
I should have the
And
quality
there's
of
two
life.
Perfect Darks as well.
Apparently the second one's not great.
Mm.
Even
Still.
Perfect Dark fans don't like that one. But maybe I should try that. That's a thought. I might. Of course, my backlog's big enough as it is, so maybe not. But I played that. What about you? What else have you played?
Well, similarly, I also played a bit of GoldenEye since I did see it go on Game Pass. And I thought it's one that people always say about, so I thought I'll give it a try.
The variation in games in this month's video is just outstanding. Well, what's your play at then?
Yes. But yeah, we are just cleaning out the corridors here.
Is this facility? This is one of the first two or three levels,
the
isn't it?
second level, I believe.
I quite like this one actually.
It's a really good level. Obviously, I think most people know Dam, which is the original level.
You couldn't really capture any gameplay of that because the level only lasts about 20 seconds.
Well, yeah. Like if you speedrun it, I think it might even last shorter than that. To be fair,
You're not a great shot at I've noticed that. Do you, when you play like all your modern shooters, because you play FPSs and I don't, do you rely an awful lot on the snap on aim?
No, I don't actually.
Because you're not very good at this one where you don't have it.
No. And actually, there is snap on aim, which I found quite weird. Because there is an aiming system in the game. But it does, like, if you're not aiming down sights, it snaps onto the person. But no, I don't rely on it, but it's just one of those things. I have to swap weapons because I've used that much bullets. A lot of enemies in this level.
I mean, I don't remember Bond ever being like a mass murderer, but there you go.
Well, he is now, right?
Just mowing down wave after wave, ain't you?
Well, they're gonna shoot me, so I have to shoot back, don't I? Eh?
Yeah, I guess so. Don't shoot him.
Just take out the canisters.
You know you're supposed to take them out with bombs. You are aware of that, aye?
So is there anything that you don't want to copy and paste from what I say?
Well, I think for me it's mainly the fact that I never even played on the N64. You at least did.
Aye, you didn't.
I didn't play on the
That's
N64.
completely new.
This was a completely new thing for me, and the main reason why I played it is obviously fresh on Game Pass. Yeah, amazing reviews on it. Everyone seems to love it, or at least enjoy it when they play it.
It's better than Call of Duty.
Compared to newer Call of Duty, absolutely, actually. Yeah. The newer ones, yes. Some of the older ones, maybe not. But the newer ones, absolutely. I'm going to say that right now. Because I'll be honest, Call of Duty's fell off at this point. It's absolutely.
No,
At least for me, it has.
There is that.
But I thoroughly enjoyed that, and I've done a decent amount of the game, actually, to be fair. I think I've done.
I mean, it's not a massively long game, but
I think there's 4 rows of missions or something,
something like that.
and I've done about half of it. So
I'll keep going. That's it.
So
It's good fun.
yeah,
Good fun.
it is really fun, and the levels are good for short bursts as well,
Aye.
which is
Definitely.
the good thing.
I mean, there's some of them you can knock out in less than a minute if you're speedrunning it.
Yeah, but if you're taking your time, you want to do it and everything. They still don't take you long. A few minutes here and there.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't think many will take you past the 10-minute mark, if any.
I don't know if any will take you
Well,
past the
it
minute.
depends on if you get lost and everything, but I don't think even then you'll get past the 10 minutes. So it really is short bursts that are really good for this game. So
I'll go with that. I've really been out of my comfort zone though over the start of this year. Because not only did I play an FPS, but I played a third-person shooter.
what's going on with you this
I
month?
know. It's like it's completely new to me. But I did play, and it's a game that I really wanted to play. I've wanted to play it for a little while because I like the premise of it. But we picked it up recently, and it was a PS4 launch title, and it was The Order 1886.
Here we go again. Quick time events.
And this is a more recent game.
This is an old quick time event. It's primarily a cover-based shooter. It's Gears of War, PlayStation styly. Really like the setting, really like the story. You can see it looks really good. I mean, for whatever reason, this game didn't review particularly well. I've really enjoyed playing through it.
Might it be due to the quick time events?
Possibly it
And
could be
because people don't
could
like
be
them
the short runtime.
You say that, but there's some games that have short runtimes which people love and get
No.
reviewed quite well.
Possibly, but the quick time events you say they might not be
It's
particularly well
fondly
liked
viewed upon that.
anymore. But there's not huge numbers of them. Yeah, it's basically Gears of War, and I think it's well done. But, what do I know? Because I don't play shooters. But there you go. I'm playing one this month.
You're strangely playing one.
Aye, it does happen from time to time, but they're not my favourite. Yeah, what are you trying to do here? Try to rip my head off or something. Look, I've got a pal. Of course, you see, it's like it's going into first person. I'm glad the game doesn't play this because I don't like first person games. Although no, it's not first person. It's just I think probably just Call of Duty that I don't like. To be fair,
To be fair, I don't think many people do like the most recent Call of Duties either, so I don't think you're alone anymore.
but you can say played in first person. I think it's to cut down on the number of frames of animation they need because you get to shut the character's eyes. But there you go.
I mean, it's a clever thing to save.
Just stick this axe in his back, yeah.
Now, even though this is a genre game that I don't really like, I have played Gears of War.
Well, Gears of War's a good
Huh.
game.
This is better. And I don't know if it's just that the controls are a little bit tighter, or whether I like the setting a little bit more. But this is better. I don't know why it was not better review. I don't know why we've never had a sequel.
Probably because of the bad reviews and the fact that it probably didn't sell as well.
Well, it should have done.
There's a lot of games
I
out
was
there that-
really, really pleasantly surprised playing through this supposed lesser game. It's not a lesser game at all. It's a terrific game. It's got the QTEs, which I don't think help when it goes to review because QTEs.
Well, I think that's
are not.
I think that's one of the main things. It was the QTAs, the short run time.
But the QTEs are such a small part of the game that it is a third-person shooter. That's what it is.
I think it is genuinely the QTAs and the short run time which had it in
No.
for the bad reviews. So
Whatever it is, don't believe what you hear online about this game being poor. It's not. It's a really good game. If you've got it in your collection and haven't played it yet, play it. If you haven't got it, PS4 games, especially launch titles, are dirt cheap at the minute.
well, I
I
think
think we picked this up for less than a £5.
well, I think the thing is most games are going down in price now.
Well, post-pandemic.
Yeah, 'cause-
they're gonna-
People don't have as much time anymore to play them.
Exactly.
So people are obviously getting rid of theirs. It means like game shops stocks are getting.
You should
higher.
play it too.
Well, yeah, because I love shooters, specifically the likes of Gears of War.
Right. Well, there you go. There's something for you to maybe have a think about. But yeah, it's a terrific game. Terrific story as well. Really, really enjoyed the set and loved everything about it. What else have you played?
Well, I played a game which just recently went on PS Plus, and it's a sports title,
Okay.
but not the traditional sports title which most people would instantly think about because it's not made by EA.
Okay.
I played WWE 2K22.
You really like a wrestling game?
Yeah, I mean they don't. There's not a lot really that come out, is there? I think before this it was Retromania Wrestling played
Was
that.
that the last one, was it?
Before like WWE games,
Mhm.
like non-WWE games, it was probably Retromania, and before that was Fire Pro World, the New Japan one.
I
I know that
actually,
there's
I know
a
it's
few
been a
other
while
ones.
since I played one myself, but I just didn't realise it had been quite that long.
Yeah.
So you do play WWE, but you don't play WWE.
No, because this is two Stardom wrestlers in a New Japan ring, which
That's-
makes more sense now due to the IWGP Women's Championship. But yeah, why would you want to play a WWE game with WWE wrestlers and WWE rings when you can play with like say New Japan, AEW, and Stardom? Eh?
There you go then.
But
It does look like the same game that we've been playing for the
With
last.
different
Well,
interface.
I'm
and
going to
different
go right the way
controls.
back to.
The start of the 2K era.
No, I'm going back further. I'm going back to SmackDown Know Your Role. I mean, this is the same game that we were playing in 2001.
Yeah. I think the big thing is that there is some.
The big thing is they keep releasing the same game every year for 20 odd years.
But
To be fair, they're not the only company that does that. Like,
yeah, EA's one of those, aren't they? But got the 1, 2, 3 there.
just a bit.
And the big thing is, they haven't changed much and they've kept most of the stuff in because Kyrie actually left. Butcher's still got all the celebrations and everything.
All right. They just wipe the DLC every year. Basically, yeah.
Pretty much.
So I think I touched on it there. This is the same game that they've been selling for 20 odd years, isn't it?
It is. And the biggest thing is, I don't know what's been going on with all the things that they're meant to be taken out. Because they just take out the wrestlers. As I said, I was playing as
Well,
Kyrie.
really, the only thing they take out is the DLC.
Well,
Let you buy that again every year.
Well, no, because like Kyrie obviously isn't there anymore in WWE, so she isn't even like a DLC. Like you have to get a community creation of her. But all our stuff's still there. Our costumes from WWE, our entrance, our victories, our
But
taunts.
it's one of those things. If you liked the game before, you like this one. Although no, that's not technically
That's
true.
not true either. Because if you like
because
2K20,
the
then there's
last one
something
was
wrong with you.
completely bug-ridden, wasn't it?
No, that was 2K Battlegrounds. That wasn't bug-ridden at all.
Yeah, well,
It was 2K20 that was, and if you like that, I don't know what's wrong with you. To be fair.
you need to reevaluate your life choices.
2K22 is an alright game. It's just much of the same thing. You know what I mean?
It's the same game that we were playing in 2001, basically.
It's. I mean, I guess what more could you do with a wrestling
You
game?
could try and do something.
I get that you could.
And I
but-
know that it's not just a 2K thing. You've got, I mean, all your annual sports titles, they're all the same.
Yeah.
They sell you the same game over and over again. Like, and I totally get
But
from a
it's a
business
cheap,
point of view. It's
quick
like
way.
last year you spent £12,000 on Madden Ultimate cards. We're going to sell you the same game again, but we're going to take all your Madden Ultimate cards off you. It's like, what? What are you doing that for?
Because they pay more money off it. It's a quick fight away from them to make money. Let's be honest.
Aye.
And as I said, the last one that was seen before this was Retromania Wrestling,
But that was good. That was a good
and
game.
that's
That.
and that's still being updated, giving you free characters.
Aye, that was a good
And
game.
before that was Fire Pro Wrestling World.
Yeah, that was a good game.
But there is some coming out soon, hopefully.
Well,
I think there's the AEW one
Aye,
and the
yeah.
Wrestling Code.
So
They're the two
there's a
main
couple
ones.
on the, but I don't think they've got release dates yet. So
I
God knows
think
when it'll happen.
I think AEW is meant to be coming out sometime this year.
Well, we'll see.
Something.
We'll see.
Hopefully that's better.
Aye.
But yeah.
But yeah, those. For me, speaking of annual sports releases, and I know what I've just said, and specifically I just said about Madden Ultimate Team, but I did play Madden 23.
Here we are. Super Bowl time again. Play this every year. It says, oh, look at that. Straight. By the way, I should point out that I'm the Falcons.
Yeah. You typically play the worst team on the games.
Well, there is. I'm not sure that the rank bottom.
They're not the bottom, but they're close.
They are. But the team, the absolute worst team, I think, is Chicago Bears this year. And actually, I remember the Bears being quite a good team, so I didn't really want to play as them. Saying that the Falcons got to the Super Bowl for realsies about 7-8 years ago. Oh, look at that interception. Straight in. We'll just take the piss a little bit here. There we go. Once again, the Chiefs are destined to be disappointed in the Super Bowl. It was just never in doubt, that, was it? Took the ball cleanly out the air. And interestingly, spiking the ball down, I thought that was frowned upon in the modern NFL. But there you go. Seem to be
But
doing
to be
it
fair,
now.
it's an EA game, so how
No.
long do they update the celebrations and everything for?
That's true. Now you can see final score is at 131-3. I would say the confetti rains down, but it's an American game, so it'll be ticker tape. Let's see that they all look particularly pleased. I'd say it's not very often that the worst team in the NFL wins the Super Bowl, but it happens every year when I play it, so you know. There's the trophy there. And I have to say, this guy, it's the quarterback for Falcons. This shows how bad that this team is, because he appears to be generic player number one. He doesn't seem to have been mapped properly. But there we go, champions. Happy days, that's me till next year. Just a little rerun of some of the highlights. Aye, nice try, Batman.
Yeah, just you getting to make a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this has got to be copy and pasting anything that was said about
WWE.
It is Madden 23 is technically a new game, but mechanically, graphically, it is exactly the same game that EA sold as Madden 22, which was exactly the same game as EA sold as Madden 21, which was exactly the same game as sold as Madden 20. Do you know,
It's horrendous. I guess the only redeeming quality is, at least with next gen versions of the most recent Madden games, you got the next gen stats. You got a new feature, didn't
well,
you?
the only thing that
They at least
that
add
I
new
play
features.
I play the updated Madden every year. It comes on Game Pass, so it doesn't cost me anything.
No. Which is why I played
And
WWE.
It updates the teams and the rosters, so I don't have to play as the Redskins or Washington Football Club. They are actually the Commanders this time, although actually I played as the Atlanta Falcons. But
If you wanted to,
you know what I mean.
You know what I mean.
So I play through it again because it's the same game. I don't have to relearn that, and actually it's quite uneventful for me to blast my way through the season all the way to the Super Bowl.
So why do you do it every year?
Because I like the game. I like this. When I say I like the game, not Madden. I like the game. I like American football. And like I watch God knows how many hours of it every week when the season's running. So
I guess, to be fair though, this game has a few bugs as well, hasn't it? Especially with the achievements.
well, when I won the Super Bowl, it popped the wrong achievement.
Which is stupid, let's be honest.
It shows how little care EA take.
Which is
When you consider how much money these
Yeah.
franchises make for them, it's unforgivable.
especially since if it is just a copy and paste, you'd think, well, last game it was fine, the achievements.
Yeah.
How have they messed up this
I've
year?
got no idea, but they have.
Which is
But there we go. We played it. We've done it. Super Bowl's done. I don't invest my life into these titles every year. I play it a season.
it's whatever team
A
is.
little bit
that
like
works.
was it our last month in games that we did where I'd gone through Football Manager and I'd done my season one. That's it, done. Move on to something else, and I'll move on to something else now.
I'm guessing it'll be MLB at some point when that comes out in Game Pass.
That's coming out soon, yeah. MLB
Yeah.
the show, so yeah, probably play that at some point.
Yeah.
So what about you? What else you played?
Well, I've only played one more game, but it's a game which I have fully completed. And I'm just going to say it right now before we show the clip that it will have a bit of spoilers in it, right? Because this is a re-release of Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, we are.
Now, I've had you play this game before, but you didn't play it all the way through. You played it on the PSTV.
PS3 or PSTV.
This is on
Xbox One.
Xbox.
Yeah. And it's a good game.
I know, I tell you. Tell you when I tried to get you to play it that last time.
I know. Get a little bit of support, which you can request pre-fight. And I'm going to be honest, I was a bit over-leveled in this. By a bit, I mean
Massively.
good solid 10, 20 levels-ish,
Well,
maybe. But yeah, as you can see, got Yukiko's social link all the way up as well, because that's a awakened persona as well. Got Kanji there as well. But this is one of the few fights where the enemy's actually got a persona as well.
Well, you seem to be quite liberally using yours.
But yeah, when you've got like a level 80 something persona, you're going to use that, aren't you?
I suppose so. Although there's a hell of a lot of not one-shotting going on here.
Well, no, because this is one of the final battles in the game. So it kind of makes sense that it's still tough even if you have fully leveled yourself up and everything. But the big thing is, as you can see, 2 moves on my persona. That's because the rest are either increase critical rate or dodge the different moves that can be thrown at me.
No.
AK, I literally dodge nearly everything, which is quite
Which,
nice to
which
have.
does sound over-leveled. Although you're missing too.
Well, that's because you used a heat rise at the beginning of the battle, which increases, I believe, attack, defense, hit, and evasion rate as well. Kanji's just took a weakness there.
Oh, he's just sitting on his arse.
Alright. But
Tell him to get up, the lazy git.
the team that I'd used pretty much throughout the entire game.
Well, it's your opening team, innit? More or less.
Yeah, slightly. You see Rise just helping out here, recovering HP. She can do a lot of that. She can recover attack, she can boost attack, defense, recover HP, as well as like increase damage dealt on an all-out.
Now, it was an amazing game. 40-something hours later, I went to it. And I can say that.
I tell you that this was a brilliant game. When I tried to get you to play the Vita version all the way back when.
Yeah, and I played 2 dungeons of it.
Well, I'm glad you played it all this time.
Yeah, I played it all. Got the true ending, secret dungeon and everything. Complete. Was pretty much max level as well. I was at level 96 out of 99 by the end of the game. I'd done the optional boss of the Reaper as well to get one for the achievement and also to get some equipment, because you get the best equipment in the game if you beat the Reaper.
But you've beat the game.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you need better equipment after you've already beat the game?
I'd done it before I beat the game. I think I'd done it in the lead up to the second or third final-ish level, dungeon, because I was level 90 something by then. So I thought, well, the Reaper's only level 75 or something, so why not? Might as well I get better equipment at, and luckily I got the one for the main protagonist as well,
Yeah.
which is really good because always in your party no matter what. And it's an amazing game. I'm going to go back through this at some point. I don't know when, but I will.
There's other Persona
I
games.
know
that
there
you
is.
haven't
There's
played through yet.
Persona 3, there's 2, there's 1,
There's
and
2 twos.
2 is a complete collection. I'm saying I need to finish 5 Royal at some point.
Yeah.
Because I love 5, but I haven't done the Royal content.
You have to
Then
do
there's
that
also
as
Shin Megami Tenseis.
well. Aye.
Which is-
I've been
it's-
playing through one of them.
And then
so-
on top of that, there's the Persona Qs and stuff like that. There's, if I get them, the other dancing games, because I've played through 5, there's 3 and 4. It's a long series, right? And they're all pretty much all RPGs.
But that's you done for what you've been playing then, eh?
Yeah, decent
Well,
amount there.
I've got one more.
Have you?
I have. And I would say this is a proper hidden gem. No one talks about it, but it is absolutely outstanding. It was Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Do you know, I have played loads of this.
Well, yeah, you like racing games a lot.
I like arcade racing games, and this one, I don't know, it's proper hidden gem for me, because I don't think I've ever heard anyone talking about this game and how brilliant it is. I think
heard
probably a lot.
positive reviews of it. You don't really see.
I think
many
probably a
reviews
lot of
this.
people just see it and say Hot Wheels. Oh, right, okay.
It's just a a child's racing game cash-in, isn't it?
But in the same way as Micro Machines was absolutely outstanding, this one is too. You see him going around here, and well, I was going to say a car. It's a hot dog.
It's a Hot Wheels.
But then the number of licenses they've got on this as well. You've got like your Batmobiles and your Knight Riders and
I can see in your current top
This-
5 there's Back to the Future,
Back to the Future there. You've got Street Fighter and
Ninja Turtles, and surprisingly, Gucci is one as well.
aye, you have. Gucci car's pretty good actually.
I mean, I'd expect it to be, but still not a license you'd expect them to have it.
It's not as good as that McLaren Senna, but you know,
Which again, another license.
aye.
You've got all the different car manufacturers as well as like just other licenses from like movies, TV shows, other brands and everything.
Aye, there's a lot to this one, and there's a massive world map that you navigate your way around. I mean, it's not a free roam map. We're not playing Need for Speed here, but it's
It's like your event map.
aye, and it's big.
Yeah.
And it's not linear. I mean, you have to.
You can choose your own path.
So that's definitely a sleeper, this one.
You say that, I don't know if it is anymore, because with it going on Game
No
Pass,
one talks about this game at all. And it's a racing game. I love racing games.
Well,
It's
yeah.
an arcade racing game. I love racing games. But the thing that really does it for me is what it reminds me of. It's like playing Speed Racer on the Wii. I don't think you've played Speed Racer on the Wii.
No.
One of the best arcade racers ever. And this is like
An updated version.
up-to-date version of that with obviously all the
licenses,
licenses
and
for everything else thrown in. Absolutely outstanding game. I haven't played all of it.
Well, no, 'cause
I've
it's a massive game,
Played
full
a
of,
huge amount.
and it's full of stupid little secrets, isn't it?
But we're not going to stop playing that. It is just, if you like arcade racing games, it is that hidden gem that hopefully isn't going to be hidden for too much longer. But in the way that back in the day when we all had our Mega Drives and it was like, what are you getting Micro Machines for? That's just a toy game. No, it's not. Micro Machines on the Mega Drive was brilliant. And Hot Wheels on current gen is just absolutely outstanding.
And let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's just went on Game Pass as well.
It has just gone on Game Pass.
The
as
Game
well.
of the Year edition as well, so
Yeah.
you get most of the licenses as
And
well for
it's-
free.
Yeah. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm not going to say anything bad about it, so we'll just leave it there.
But it's also been your monthly fix of racing games, hasn't it?
It absolutely has, and I like to have one of those.
Yeah, every month it's just like your sports games, isn't it?
Ah,
Nearly
well.
every month.
Aye, there is that. So that's everything that we've played.
Yeah.
I think we've had a decent start to the year. We're now, a couple of months in. But we're at that point in the video where we start looking forward and what we're going to have each other play over the next. It used to always be over the next month.
We're going to
Might
say
be-
the next month, but it might be more.
Aye, so we'll see how it goes. So who do you want to go first?
What have you choose for me then?
Well, since you're liking your JRPGs so much, you can have on the PS5 Tales of Arise.
That's really good actually, because I've been meaning to play this. Yeah, I've actually been wanting to play this for a while because I had seen some gameplay of it. And
The
everything.
Tales series is not one that I've dipped into too deeply, but apparently it's brilliant. So
Yeah, it's maybe an amazing series, and this one in particular I've been wanting to play.
right, well, there you go.
Ever
How
since
you
I've seen
can play it.
gameplay of it and stuff, so yeah,
There you go.
that's really good. And
What about me?
for you, I don't have the box set at all because it's a digital game.
Right, go on then. What have we got?
Fresh onto PS Plus, Horizon Forbidden West.
That's fine by me. Obviously, I played the original Zero Dawn. Absolutely loved it.
first party exclusive for
Yeah.
PlayStation. Just went on PS Plus.
I'm
What's not to love? Eh?
happy to play through Zero Dawn 2 or Forbidden West or whatever it's called.
Horizon 2 Forbidden West or something like that. It's the second Horizon
Aye,
game.
more than happy to play through that. And I'll look forward to it actually, because I did really like playing the first one. But I guess that brings us to the end of the video. So we've seen what we've played, we've seen what we're going, well, we've seen some of what we're going to play. But I would just wrap this up here now. For everyone watching, if you made it this far,
And you haven't already, give us a like, a share, and a subscribe, and turn the notification bell so you can notified when we upload. And we will see you in the next video.